This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
The Foundation of Army Leadership. Introduction. In the Army, leadership is very important for the success of any institution depending on the leadership in charge. The Army cannot be victorious in facing the challenges of the present security environment without capable leaders. The Army leaders, therefore, need to be swift, adaptive, and multi-skilled both in the country and across the world. An Army leader is therefore anyone who by assumed responsibility or assigned duty inspires and shapes people to achieve organizational goals. As any other leader, Army leaders inspire people both inside and outside the series of authority to practice proceedings, focused thoughts, and shape decisions for the better of the organization. Leaders need to authorize subordinates to use their decisive thinking skills against allowing subordinates to become too reliant on lists or looking for plain direction prior to performing any act. They have to be ready to take considered risks and acknowledge the likelihood that soldiers may make errors. Foundations of Army leadership include, but are not limited to history, loyalty, accountability, evolution, founding documents, and close alliance with the government. Foundations. For success of any Army organization, there has to be strong and firm foundations on which the leadership stands. Army leadership hinges on history, loyalty to the nation's laws, accountability to authority, and evolving Army doctrine. The application of this knowledge assertively and with devotion trains and establishes experts and multi-skilled leaders. Apart from their own responsibility of individual and professional competence, Army leaders also carry the responsibility of training their subordinates. The Army therefore has three classes of central leader competencies that enable leaders to grow competently at all levels of leadership, that is, lead, develop, and achieve. These competencies and their groups define the offices and roles of leadership. The Army has organized founding documents, and every Army soldier and leader ought to be familiar with them. According to the Army's manual, the Army and its leadership requirements are based on the nation's democratic foundations, defined values, and standards of excellence. However, the documents are flexible due to revision emerging from the amendment of the U.S. Constitution from time to time. By the time the Army's Foundation Manual was published, the Constitution had undergone 27 amendments. This indicates that the government adapts to changes in the society. The Army and the government have a very close and tight linkage. The Congress has the capacity to hoist and sustain the Army, while it is the Army's responsibility to defend the states and its territories. Members of the Army vow solemn oaths to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. They also admit the power of the President as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and that all his officers are his agents. This ensures obedience of the Army to the authority of the President and his authority from any other aspect. It also gives the military the confidence to carry out their responsibilities with strength and without fear. Therefore, there is a mutual relationship between the government and the military. As leaders exercise their command authority, they should consider the state of their subordinates. For instance, when dealing with tired, worn-out or injured soldiers, the commander should use his or her wisdom to know how to command them, because whatever he or she commands they will obey. In addition, as much as the commanders have high authority over their subordinates, they should lead by example and be role models. The Army leadership requirements model comprises an impeccable character, professional competence, knowledge, study, preparation and application. Empathy, values and warrior ethics are the three elements that underscore a leader's character. Some of these characters might be innate. However, character development through apprenticeship, experience and training instills long-term character that goes a long way in ensuring effective leadership. Without these qualities, one does not qualify to lead, but in the presence of these qualities, victorious leadership is inevitable, and wise leadership results thereafter. Competencies are core leadership values built by studying, personal efforts, training, and experience. They give plain and reliable means passing on expectations for the Army leaders. Competencies improve with time and experience, especially in complex situations. Commanders improve these competencies by carrying out assigned duties and responsibilities. Competent leaders take every available opportunity to learn and improve. Conclusion. In conclusion, strong and firm leadership in the Army is of great importance because it is from it that future leaders also develop. Upcoming leaders under the tutelage of successful leaders become efficient, for they implement what they learn from their mentors. A good leader, therefore, is a leader of character, with presence, intelligent, competent, one who has the ability to influence his subordinates and able to easily adapt to changes. Training forms an integral part of Army leadership. Nevertheless, experience counts, and this results from continued mentoring leaders through apprenticeship. With the right leadership, the Army is confident of victory. This essay on the foundation of Army leadership was written and submitted by your fellow student. You are free to use it for research and reference purposes in order to write your own paper. However, you must cite it accordingly.